Hello friends, welcome to this new video. So in this video we are going to start generating our income statement. Okay, but before that we need to make some adjustment. Basically previously we have created one new table which was income statement data. So just open that particular table in data view. Now if you observe carefully, we have expense category, right? So here two things will be there. Either it will be income or it will be expense, right? So what we have to do, basically we have to add a new column for type. Okay, we'll add new column for type. So our formula will be type is equals to, and we will use simply if statement here. If clause category, if category is equals to revenue, so this particular column will give output as revenues, else it will give as expenses. Right, this is done, and one more column we will add here, which will be type index. Okay, so wait, I'll copy that particular formula because the formula is almost same. So type index, if income statement date, this particular table expense category is revenue, then it will revenue is 1 and expenses are 2, and for numbers we don't need double quote, right? So we can remove that one. So we have two new columns here. Now if you hit enter, so basically the idea behind it is we can sort according to this particular index now. Okay, now this is done. So what we are going to do now, we will create a new page here. The name of the page, we will put it as income statement. Okay, and if we take one card visual, basically, okay, and now from income statement data, so one more thing which we are going to do here is we will create one more new table. Enter data, click on enter data, and name of the table we will put it as income analysis. Once you put this particular name, just click on load button, and now whatever the measures which we are going to use in our income statement, we will create here. See, this particular is created, and now we will just click on new measure. Okay, so in this particular measure, what we will do, we will type the formula for income values. Okay, so what will be income values? So it will be sum of all the values, expense values. Okay. Now if I drag this particular income values to this one, we are getting 290.12 million, right? But there is no use of this particular number because this is not correct. Why this number is not correct? Because see, every time income should be positive and our expenses should be negative. But if you observe our table, everything is positive, right? If you observe income statement data, so everything is positive here. So that's why this particular number is not created. So what we have to do now, we have to deal with the positive and negative numbers, right? So in the next part of our video, we are going to learn how to deal with positive and how to deal with negative numbers. So as we know, this particular number, which is 290.12 million, is not correct. This is not correct because the income should be positive and expenses should be negative, but right, but in our table both are positive, so there is no use of this particular number. So what I have done, I have created one measure here, okay, in income analysis, which will be actuals, right? So we will just write down the formula for this particular measure. I'll delete this one first so that you can understand what I have done. So basically what you have to do, you have to just right click on income analysis, go to new measure, and we are going to create one new measure for finding out the actual number. So actuals, and what I'll do for our sake of simplicity, I'll type this so that it will tell them tell us that we are dividing this particular number by 1000. Okay, so actuals will be equals to, now here we will use variable. Okay, so variable revenue, this particular revenue will be equals to, we will use calculate function, our income values, if from this particular table, if type is equals to revenues, so revenue will be revenues, right? We can close the comma, then we'll use second. So what I'll do, both formulas are same, so I'll just copy paste this one. Oh sorry, by mistake I have hit entered. New line, paste. Okay, so this will be expense, when this will be expense, when this particular column will be expenses. This will be revenues. Okay, and we need this negative number, so we will multiply it by -1. Then see, after creating values we need to return something. Okay, so I'll just type return here. So what it will return, let's see. So we will select if selected values. So from this particular, if type is revenues, if type is revenues, then return as revenue, right? Now the next one will be if selected value this particular type is equals to expenses, so it will return our next, which was expense, comma, else what it will do, it will add revenue plus expense. Okay, now one more thing which we are going to do here is, okay, we have forgot to add the bracket here, so we will divide this by 1000. Okay, so that the number will not large. Divide it by 1000. If any error comes, it will return 0. Now if you hit enter, the formula will work. Okay, so this is done. Now we have actual. So what we'll do, I'll just copy to tell you the comparison between these two particular things, right? Previous income values and this one actual. So if I drag actuals here, now see, it will tell the correct number 121.87. So this is the use of positive and negative numbers, right? We have to deal with the positive and negative number in every situation. We cannot keep the numbers every time positive. Okay, so you have to make some of the numbers which should be negative, you have to make them negative. Okay, so that your number will be correct in your final presentation. So I hope you have liked this particular video. So we have in our next video also we will work on this particular income statement only. Thank you for joining with me in this video. Thank you.